This is a pretty sad week to be a science fiction television fan because yesterday Stargate universe ended, which basically means that the Stargate franchise is now kinda dead, at least for a while. And on Friday we have the season finale of Smallville, which also marks the end of the show. But since I've already talked a little bit about Stargate Universe on this channel, a few thoughts on the season finale. I think that was one of the saddest things I've ever seen on TV. So what we basically have is a 45-minute episode about people trying to get to sleep. How can you end a show, or a season for that matter, with people going to sleep? Okay? It's like they gave up. They essentially gave up. This galaxy is too hard. These drones are too dastardly. We can't do this stuff. We're just gonna sleep for 3 years. But what I will give the show credit for is the fact that they did indeed show us how these characters changed over time. Especially Eli. Eli had a great last episode, and Eli was pretty much the only character that I really liked throughout the entire show. So I'm happy that he had his moment of glory where he basically tells Rush to fuck off because he's smarter than he is. So yeah, that was a moment that really made me happy that I invested at least some time in this show, because I had a huge payoff in terms of my appreciation for the character of Eli. That was pretty much with the show in terms of the characterization up until the family scene. Now this is a scene where Colonel Young basically gathers everybody around him and says, "Oh, we're family now." No, motherfucker. You're not family, okay? These people have families on Earth, which essentially you are destroying by making them sleep for 3 years, okay? And it's like, when the show started, Colonel Young pretty much sweared that he's going to get these people home because they're the wrong people in the wrong place at the wrong time, whatever. And I appreciated that about his character. No matter what qualms I may have had with Young in the first season because I thought he was a terrible leader, I always appreciated the fact that he was determined to get these people home. Now, not only did he forget about that oath that he made, but now he's going to make them spend 3 extra years on that ship. But in a way, I think it was a fitting finale. Would it have been better to end with a huge space battle? I don't think so. I mean, if I would have really loved the finale, it would have been more heartbreaking for me to know that the show is not coming back. It's really fitting because this is a show that never really knew what it wanted to do. They kind of left an open ending so that we know that at least these characters are alive somewhere floating in space. I don't know. But it's really fitting because in the end they kind of gave up on trying to convince us that it's a good show. The second season definitely showed some improvement over the first one, at least in terms of spacing, of pacing and characterization, but they still dropped the ball a lot of times. I hated what they did with the Lucians. I thought it was horrible that they brought them on board just so they could kill them off later. I hated what they did with the drones. I think the drones are one of the least interesting villains in science fiction history. They want to kill technology. They don't even care about evolving like the replicators. They just want to kill technology. Well, isn't that interesting? So yeah, it's a sad ending to a pretty sad experiment in science fiction.